everyone. So John's gonna show off his website. johnperalta.com is coming to life. So he's been
Yeah.
getting me to post this. Wants some marketing. Wants some drive some user engagement. He wants some feedback from the community because he loves community feedback. So yeah, show us what you built, what the tech stack is, everything.
Sure. So what I built so far is the front end scaffold for hosting all my equity research. So if you've been following my channel, I started coding about 6 to 7 months ago, and most of my coding journey has been centered around AI, learning LangChain, learning different frameworks to apply large language models. Um, I have a bunch of code that I run on my local machine, and I've built a bunch of reports that I keep private. Um, Moving into the future, I'm going to deploy all those scripts to build the equity research reports on the cloud, and then those reports will be directly hosted on this website, johnperalta.com.
I see. So you're gonna take those. So in the past, you built AI to build equity research reports, but those are all local. You want to put them on the cloud and serve it on your website for everyone
For
on the
everybody
internet
to
to see.
see.
Nice. How are you charging people for it or not really?
Am I charging people for it? Yeah, I'm planning to charge. I'm
Typical
definitely planning.
finance guy
Oh
answer.
man, hold on, hold on. I have to. I definitely have to charge for this. I think uh for the free subscription. So I'll tell you about the features that I'm working on right
All right,
now.
go ahead.
Um, so the first feature. So what I'm at. Oh, it made me delete my GitHub or my cloud. But I have a bunch of different bots. Oh god, my API key got leaked instantly. No, it's not. It's just but yeah, so let me see. So I have like this chat with bro thinking about monetizing before he even got a project. I thought about the monetization before the project was even conceived. Like I think about profit first before the project. I don't Isn't that how you guys think?
No,
Like
I
like
do
when
not
you
think like
like
that.
like like when you choose a degree, you don't think like, "Oh, what do I want to do?" You think about how much money I'm going to make after, and then you go into that major. I don't know. That's kind of how I did it. What you've listed and what it covers. So, the core functionality of my website is going to be like an automated daily brief for the global all cap portfolio. So, my investment style is all cap global investing. So I don't just invest in Canada, I don't just invest in US. I invest in everything. So I have a bot that pretty much gives me a brief every morning, similar to like a morning brew, similar to I don't know I don't know if you know morning brew. There's
Yeah,
like morning brew.
makes sense. It's just giving
Um
you a daily
yeah, for
brief of
sure.
what's going on.
Right? And then another one that I have is I have a bot that so I have a web scraping bot that finds earnings calls and then summarizes the earnings calls. And then I also have set up Paul's such a jokester, man. And then I set up like retrieval augmented generation on that earnings call. So firstly, you have the summary of the earnings call, and then you have retrieval augmented generation to um, communicate with that earnings call.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's why I know you said it was weird layout, right? But on the left side here, that's where all the files are going to be held. In the
Sure.
comment section, I want people to give feedback on, hey, um in this report, it has an estimate of 203 to 306. Target price is 270. When I did my own discounted cash flow, I thought it was way less. Here's why. So I could even have the AI consider the community's comments to improve the report. Um, the AI chat is how I'll be implementing retrieval augmented generation on the report, right? So for example, like this report is huge. That's what she said. But like you would have, like, if you were to ask, hey, where do you think the growth rate is on the margin, it'll go into the AI chat for you instead of having to command F and do it. That's kind of what I was thinking with that. And
Yeah.
then the next section is just the recommended. So if you read the Amazon research sample, you probably want to learn like Alibaba, Google,
Nice. Interesting.
Baidu. And then of course I have a donate section, and then a report a bug section, and then I'm gonna add another section for
What do you mean? Of course, you have a donate section.
of course I have a donate section. Do you think RAG is cheap? Do you think like building, like feeding entire earnings call into a into an AI to summarize it is cheap?
Ex-
It costs like $2 to $3 every time. Like I don't know how much tokens it is, but it's enough for me to just start begging for money.
Yo, Eric, congrats on your Yahoo offer and heard Friday Google's work on their first. Yo, appreciate you. Thanks for
Dang,
tuning
nice,
in.
nice,
Congrats, you did all the hard work.
nice.
All right, don't worry, saying.
Now I'm reading Paul's comments. He has a lot. He's gonna do the 31 days of pandas too. Yeah, run it, bro. Thinking about Git playbook. Oh man, I definitely vibe coded so hard that my repo didn't work, and I didn't know what git ignore was, and I had node
Wait,
modules
why are
in
you
the
not showing
in
your
the
face?
up.
Share your face real quick.
Oh,
Turn on your camera.
is it because I'm sharing my screen?
No. Or pop out, pop. Oh no, never mind. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
how it works. It's all good.
yeah, it's all good. It's the website's the highlight of the show, anyways.
Don't watch.
Oh god. Oh god. But yeah, what was I saying? Um, but yeah, those are the main features of the website. And then I'm gonna have like a request a feature and report a bug. The next thing that I'm going to try to do is automate. So once I get all the features set up, so I have like my scripts running and populating the left side here with the all the scripts that I have and the web scripts that I have. Wait, why is this annoying?
What's going
All the
on?
scripts that I have, I'm gonna start working on the comment section and the AI. That's why I set up. That's why I set up the account, so I can track how many requests you're sending to the AI and stuff like
I
that. That
see.
way I could throttle
You
people,
want
right?
to rate
Because
limit people because it's
yeah, I
too
want to rate.
expensive.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive, and I use so some of my reports I use like I use LangChain to connect the reports. So, for example, let's say I'm doing an earnings call. I To summarize the earnings call, maybe I would use a Gemini Flash, right? If I want to get a deep dive on the earnings call, maybe I use like O3.
Hmm.
That's kind of how I do it. And I think for the AI chat, I'm just gonna use Gemini 2.5 Pro. So it'll be like the most cutting edge model, in my opinion, because I've tested them all. That's just what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how it's going so far. Did I vibe code most of the front end? For sure.
Okay. So what's your tech stack? What does the code look like? Show us your code.
You want to see the code? Um,
Don't leak the
uh,
API
uh,
key.
I so like the back end, so all of the LLM scripts and the web scraping scripts, they weren't vibe coded. They were just made by me because I know Playwright and all of that stuff, and that's kind of like I actually wanted to learn that stuff for work. So the Playwright, the pandas using like XLSX writer, all of that stuff was kind of me. The front end was basically like for sure AI generated. Um Okay, so what's the tech stack? The front end is React, Node.js, Vite,
React
and then
Node.js V.
the back end is just Firebase. And then so like the bots that generate the reports, so the scripts are on like a Google Pub Sub, and then with the Google Cloud Scheduler to put into a Firebase storage.
I see. You
Yeah.
vibe code
And
that
then
part too, or you actually just implement that?
I had to implement that one. For some reason it was hard, but like when you go into Google Cloud Console, they also have like a AI.
Okay, that
So
helps
it's
you
nice.
figure out
Yeah,
what's
that
going
helps
on.
you figure out like, okay, you go here, download this SDK. If it's not working, why isn't it working?
Yeah, I
That type
use
of
the.
thing.
I like that. I like that one. It's
Yeah,
nice
I just
when.
don't wanna I just don't wanna open it up to show everybody. It's
Yeah,
just that's it.
you don't want to accidentally show your
Yeah, I've set up Stripe, so I'm ready for that.
for the accepted payments.
Yeah, except the payments. But yeah, so that's my so those are my three main things is just automate the briefings, do the earnings calls, um, and then start building bots for coverage. So the first stocks that I'm gonna cover are shout out to Alpha Code. Apple, I'm gonna do it by market cap because the availability of data is just higher for bigger market cap companies. So I'm gonna start with Apple, then I go to Microsoft and Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, and then I'll start my coverage there for the AIs, and then
Damn, Apple's the highest weight there. It has the biggest market cap.
yep,
I didn't know that. Since when?
yeah. Since
Why is their market cap so high? That's
what do you
crazy.
mean? What do you mean? It's Apple.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's. I know, but like I feel like that's been their bread and butter for like the last 15 years. They just keep making iPhones and Macs,
Have you seen the new iPhone? It looks bummy from the back.
and I'm
I don't know
surprised. I'm
about
surprised people keep or that these other competitors are not cutting into their growth. But that's
man.
crazy.
So I was looking. So I think Tesla is gonna drop off the top 10 ASAP here.
Why?
When I was in China, I saw like I was trying the Xiaomi car and
Was
the
that the Waymo?
kinda. They also have a Waymo. They also have cars riding around Wuhan, Beijing, like driverless as well.
Wow,
And those cars are obviously like fine tuned for dodging scooters, dodging everything. So like they're gonna be better than the American version.
bro. The
Like
Waymo is literally trained on like all those hills and tweaks all over the road, jumping on and people on
really?
scooters. Like,
Yeah, like those ones are nuts. But yeah, these are the companies I'll be covering initially.
okay, and then you're just
Um
hosting it all on. It's gonna be on your left navigation, right there. So
Yeah, well, these left navigation bars are just gonna be like all the different reports. So you could be like, "Hey, I want to talk about crypto now," and then when you talk about crypto, you could see like the comments for that specific what do you call it? For that specific report, and
I
then
see.
you can set up an AI chat just to communicate with that report. And then again, like the AI chat already has the RAG preloaded, so
I
you
see.
don't have to even you don't like a big pain point for me when I use ChatGPT to analyze earnings calls is you have to like copy and paste the entire earnings call into ChatGPT. Then once you have the earnings call, then you can like kind of do the rag on it. But even that is kind of not great, right? So that's really what will help me a ton, right? Because then I can really analyze earnings calls, and then eventually I'll like vectorize all of the earnings calls and like all of the reports after a while, and then have like a hedge fund or like a analyst type of AI look through all the reports that I made and all of the earnings calls that were analyzed, all the discounted cash flow reports that I was analyzing, and then use that to build me a portfolio that I'll probably do like a 50K portfolio that is managed purely by this AI. I think that's kind of like what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So then, because like on my channel, I have like 1K to 10K challenge, and then I'll also have like a 50K portfolio that's just purely managed by johnperalta.com. It'll tell me like, okay, based on this new report, increase the weight of this specific um, stock, right?
Yeah, makes sense. All right, you spent 15 minutes explaining it. We're gonna open the floor for some feedback from the chat. Anything that you would like from the any comments or thoughts on the website right now? What should he improve on?
The UI is disgusting.
The UI
Oh
could be
man.
improved. The
Yeah, I
UI could
could.
be improved.
That's not my bread and butter though. Like my bread and butter is like reading a report and then fine tuning the prompt, fine tuning the RAG, fine
Chad
tuning
is
the model
savage.
itself
Yeah.
to get the optimal
So you're gonna
report.
hire a UI engineer, a front end engineer to optimize this thing.
Yeah, not one of these guys. I'm gonna give them like 3 lead code hards and pay them like what they deserve, 4.99 per hour. And that's $4.99, not 499.
Any
um
other feedback? Paul, what do you not like about it though? Let's be constructive. Let's figure out exactly what he could improve here.
like what? Really the AI chat?
Okay, the
The
slide
AI
bar.
chat?
Yeah, the slide
Wait,
bar, dude. That's like way out of style. That's not like
that's way out of style?
you shouldn't be horizontally scrolling right there. That should either
Really?
come. That should either be like a left navigation or like a menu, but usually you don't want to do horizontal navs like that.
Okay.
It should things shouldn't just horizontally scroll for you to see options like that. Like go on
Okay.
jamesperalta.com. Let's see the navigation there.
Like this? Like
So,
the top bar?
or let me think. There's some that well
Maybe.
usually there's two ways to do navigation these days. There's the navigation. There's the top navigation, or you can have a side navigation there. The way that you're
Oh,
doing it.
make it a drop down on hover. I like that one.
Yeah, drop down on all the options there. Or you could just bring all those menus onto the side or something, onto the left. Instead of saying about Amazon behavioral, because that is going to get super long when you have more things.
Yeah. Right now it's kind of just like
Like, why
um
don't you put all those to the left, the AI chat and stuff? Or I don't know. Wait, see.
yeah, I don't honestly, front end is so annoying. I hate front end.
Okay, Paul's saying he doesn't like the fonts. It's hard to read, like white on gray. So maybe prompt the AI for better color schemes,
What?
more modern font.
Was it Alpha Code that made this joke? White screen, like coding on a white IDE, reading stuff on a white screen attracts bugs. What do you want? Like
Something
you
like
wanted a different
light mode attack.
yeah, something like that. I don't
You
want
don't
that.
get it that joke because
I
bugs
like
attack
no,
the
no,
UI.
no. I subscribe to that joke.
I think the UI is fine to be honest. The MVP could
Yeah,
be
I think I'm
improved.
gonna spam the MVP though. The MVP.
Yeah, honestly, it's just spam the features, and if you want to rework it, we can figure that
Yeah,
out
that
too.
that's light work. Like hey, stuff like this, right? So for example, when I was making the chat sidebar, I spent like more than an hour making it so that like I can put a lot of context and it's easy to read, right? Like stuff like that. I don't even know about all that, right? Cloning, I literally cloned what do you call it? I literally cloned I literally cloned iMessage,
Yeah, it looks like iMessage.
right?
Kind of interesting.
I like iMessage
Yeah,
though.
he
But
he he
that's
works in private equity or real estate investing.
um
Go to the side. What's the recommended? Okay.
recommended.
What
That's
else?
just gonna be like
What else did everyone have? Any comments? Any thoughts? This is good. He likes the chat UI.
you like the chat UI?
Skewy, he's actually a CFA charter holder. He's a business side investor. He doesn't do. He's not a
I'm not
coder.
I'm not in tech. I'm a
He's not in tech,
non-technical.
but he's
This
getting
this
pretty technical.
I'm Excel. Oh
Was
man,
this
was this
vibe
vibe
coded?
coded? Yeah, like the front end is vibe coded, the back end is handwritten, handmade.
Okay. Alpha said, "Why are you so allergic to show the code?"
Why am I so allergic
He
to show
said
the
that.
code? Which code?
Dude, just show us how. Just show us how it's structured. What's like some of the things you built out here? So you have
Okay.
the app.
So I have the
Oh, you have so
app.tsx.
many comments. Okay, what does this
Is
app.tsx do?
this app.tsx just pretty much is the front. Like the import, so I have a component, so I have React components
Okay,
for the
remove
left.
the thing quick, the chat on the side, so we
Oh,
can
this.
see the code. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Nice.
Wow. Those are the manners I taught you as a kid. Let me see here. But yeah, so it's just an app. So I have a component for the left sidebar, component for the markdown viewer, the component for the right sidebar. The reason why I wanted to have uh what do you call it? So the reason why I have a markdown viewer is the other thing too. Why I have this thing is eventually I'm not sure how, but within the UI, I'm gonna be able to, okay, so I want to see the equity research report, and then I want to see the equity research model. I want to see the DCF. I want to see the comparables valuation, stuff like that. Somehow on the on the top bar, right? I think that's gonna be really cool. And then I've been experimenting with like XLSX writers, so you can probably like print out the markdown like to a PDF, and you can also download the full DCF model into an Excel file, and then you can modify the DCF yourself, right? So if you like think the assumptions are a little bit funky,
Makes sense. Wait, let's
change
see the code.
the
Let's see the code.
you can change the stuff yourself, right? Um,
What is the use state?
where's that?
Line 18.
Line 18.
What is that?
Um,
What is use state?
let me take a look. Okay, the use state is just populating the left side here. It's just
Or,
populating. So I have a
or
bunch of markdown files hosted in Firebase. So the left sidebar just uses this to like take all of the
no, I'm asking, what does the use state do? Like, what is it?
use state.
Yeah. Look at Skewy. He's saying this is the most useful thing in React. You gotta know that.
The use state is basically just telling you like what to render on the left sidebar. Is that's from my understanding. Like for example, like so use state. So for example, I have an account, right? So when I'm logged out, it says logged in. When I'm logged in, it says account. It just uses the state to pretty much tells what to render.
Okay. What does the use effect do?
What's the use effect do?
Yeah.
That stuff I honestly don't
Okay.
know.
So
Yeah.
basically, use state is just how you manage state in the application, right? So,
Am I not saying it right? Like
well,
is like
well,
being logged in and being logged out not a state?
well. What is state? State is different than because you can have a static website. Back in the days, websites were literally just static, where you
Yeah.
show the whole HTML and you have to write everything in the HTML.
Yeah.
It, but now you could dynamically render. So the
Yeah.
the the dynamic content, if you want to store any data in your component, you can store it in state, and then you can like modify that data. You can pull that data from an API, and that's more
Yeah.
dynamic. And you can use that dynamic state to like change, like render different things on the view and make the view more dynamic,
Uh
kind of thing.
yeah. No, I'm gonna have to take that away for after all the features are released and the website's bug free. I'll learn what use state is and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy how you got all this
What?
done still. This is
Yeah.
wild.
What else did you want to know?
So you have this app.
Alpha Code had a comment about Firebase. I pretty much use Firebase because like I get like $300 to $400. That's why,
Okay, so
really.
we're and let's look at some of your APIs. Unless you have your keys chilling.
Nah, I can't show those. Yeah, no, I can't show that stuff. I can't. I
Why?
really cannot show that.
Why? The keys are just.
Sometimes the keys are variables or directly plugged in. Oh man. Oh
Okay,
man.
let me look at your setup though.
I need to figure out how to rotate keys and stuff like that. My setup for what?
No, like
So
you have the
I
app. I want to see your folder structure. Okay, using Vibe.
okay. Okay, hold on.
Usually when you vibe code it, oh yeah, like dude, at the very top right or up
Mm.
there near the folder, you can like collapse everything.
Oh, where is
Move to the
that?
right. Move to the right. There.
Yeah.
That thing that collapses everything.
Oh, geez. I don't even know the word. So the other funny thing is I use cursor and windsurf at the same time.
You got ADHD for sure.
I use windsurf and cursor at the same time on two different repos. Because I also have like APIs that like I also have like so my bots that I run on a daily basis using the pub sub, I can also trigger them with HTTPS
Bro, we
and
want
all
to
of
see
that
this
stuff.
cool pub sub and stuff. You gotta
Oh
actually
man,
fix up
okay,
your
yeah,
backend
yeah.
at some point.
I'll figure out
Yeah,
that
okay.
back end
We'll
stuff.
do it.
Yeah.
Thanks for just showing the website though. Fix up your code. You can even vibe code this, and we want you to do like a deep dive of your code so we can teach people how it all works.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Like how to
so
vibe code?
not how to vibe code, but how your website works.
Oh,
I think
okay,
everyone
yeah.
knows how to vibe code.
No, I
It's just
don't
like
think
not
anybody
everyone knows
know.
how to do it well. Actually, yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe.
don't. I think. How do you remember when Fortnite was like popping off, 2018?
Yeah.
People were learning about like ramp wall rushing, which double pump plus SMG, doing 90s. I feel like tech is at that point where the meta, so the most effective tactics available to get stuff done, is changing at such a rapid rate. If you're using like the old tactics, you're just gonna get cooked by the new people using like meta weapons, right? And meta weapons are like Chat GPT, Cursor, Windsurf, GitHub Copilot, modifying the code base with two different AIs. Like I'll show you some insane stuff. Like what do you think this is tell me what you think about how I prompt engineer the IDE's tasks. Do you want to see that?
Sure.
Um
Claude 4 drop CFA. What are your thoughts?
honestly, they're all the same. So like I oh my god, my email came out. But like Windsurf has what do you call it? Right now, Windsurf GPT 4.1 is 0.25 token 0.25 requests per like you get four times the request per one what do you call it? Credit. So I'm using Windsurf right now. Cursor is nice too, but if I was working on Firebase integrations or cloud integrations or like working with the SDK for Google, obviously I'm using Gemini, right? If GPT is the cheapest, I'm gonna default to that and then only default to Gemini after. I don't really do like the Claude or I don't really do any of the more advanced models. I don't know.
I see.
I never ever felt like Claude 3.5 Sonnet just is better than GPT 4.0. Like I'm really more of a cost guy. But yeah, I'll show you how I make prompt for the IDE, right? So I come up with a user story. So the user shall be able to do this, identify the functional requirements to get it done, summarize it into into different tasks, implement the code to complete the task, and then the fifth step is make sure that what you did actually works, right? So like all my prompts into the IDE has those um five main features. And then that's how I get the most out of a prompt.
Wait, you go back.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see.
Do you want to see the prompt? Is this how you vibe code?
I don't really vibe code it. I literally turned off the cursor freaking autocomplete. She was
Oh
annoying me.
no. Oh no. Oh man.
It depends. I vibe coded my website. It depends on what I'm trying to do. Right.
But yeah, this is like how I do it. So again, get a user story. Take that user story, break it down into functional requirements, have the AI identify the task to complete those functional requirements, and then implement the code. And then the last step is asserting that it is done through testing.
I see.
Paul, you're gonna have to actually convince people to trust you with money, though.
Yeah. All right. So what's it called? Thanks, John, for showing us. You should fix up the code. I'm gonna go watch the Knicks game at a bar. I'm gonna might come
Oh
back
man.
wasted, but when I come back, I'm gonna be running mock interviews and giving people coding advice.
Oh man.
So you should hop on that if you're free.
Yeah.
We can
I'll
hop on the
have
same time.
Paul's a trustworthy guy. Paul, what's in your investment portfolio? Let me ask that guy. What do you think about the market right now? Where do you think it's going? If I were to give you 100K, what's the move? Wasted mocks would go crazy. Drunken master style, man. Alpha code also. Paul has to go on there. A bunch of dude. You know what would be sick? Like a panel interview,
Right.
like a panel interview with just a bunch of wasted people, and then
What, mock interviewing someone,
yeah,
roasting them on the
yeah,
pod?
yeah, and the person that's getting mock interviewed is also drunk. That'd be lit. Maybe we'll run that
I don't even know
in
if that's gonna
person.
pass the
We'll
freaking.
run.
Yeah.
Maybe we will run that in person. Like me, you, Pat, Paj, a couple people.
That'd be funny.
No, Eric, man, don't play with that.
Okay,
That's
I'm gonna go
bad
get
for
ready
you.
for the next game. Thanks for sharing your code.
All
See,
right,
go back
peace
to
out.
www.johnperalta.com. Gonna do one last plug. All right, everyone, go log in and sign up to johnperalta.com. Do you track all the people signing up and stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
Firebase
you
does that.
got Firebase does that.
I think I have like 11
Wow,
people right now,
dude, that's
but
sick.
four are myself, four are my girl, and one's you, and one's
Oh, I
my
already
test
logged
account
in.
or something.
That's
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah. Yesterday when you logged in, I saw you got
I see.
registered.
Nice. Everyone
Hey,
says
shout
best
out.
of luck,
Peace,
John.
Eric.
All right, thanks
Okay.
for sharing.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Cook this thing up even more.
Yeah, I'll cook it
Show
up
us.
even
We need
more.
a code deep dive, dude. Just you can even ask Cursor to explain you the code, so you can when we were doing the
No,
code
I'm
deep
not gonna
dive, you
waste
can,
tokens on that.
bro.
I'm gonna spend tokens
You the tokens are
on
free.
honestly, this is my thing, right? How much time do you have?
I have like a couple more minutes.
Okay, you have a couple more minutes. Let me
We can talk philosophy.
yeah, my philosophy, right? Um let me see if I could find it. You're gonna laugh at this one. Um I think this one is gonna show my how do I say this? Um my
Go ahead, speak.
philosophy on how to vibe code.
Yeah.
But I want to learn to
Bro,
prompt like
collapse
I
your
yeah,
left
yeah.
screen. All it
This is
shows
this
is
is what
you
I asked
prompting it for
ChatGPT, right?
how Git works. It's like
This
10 different.
this is I want to learn how to prompt so well that I never have to code. That's a powerful ambition, and it's becoming more possible every day. You're essentially aiming to replace 90% of traditional coding with natural language interfaces, reserving code only for precision, performance, or cost reasons, right? So, um, really, I'm actively out here. Paul, man, I'm trying. I vibe code so hard that I need to protect my code base with Git. What can I say about that? All right. But yeah, so I'm literally trying to spend 10, like out of a 10-hour session, I want to vibe code less. Um, oh, I'm not getting anything here. But I literally had like that's my philosophy. I want to code. I want to get so good at prompting that I never have to code.
I see.
And
That's a good
I
ambition.
think I think that's the meta, right? I'm like a non-technical founder. Like why would I spend money, like why would I spend time and energy on technical stuff when I don't have to, right? Um it's just but yeah, so I prompt to build and then I prompt to automize and then I code to save compute costs or increase control. So there's some things that I have to do with code. Like for example, the scripts that I write to do the web scraper, it's hard to get AI to do it, honestly. Like you kind of have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's my philosophy though. I I really want to step away from tutorials. I really want to step away from even opening the text editor. I just want to have the chat open, and if it works, it works. And honestly, like what's so bad if you vibe code a website and then you vibe code the unit test? What's so bad about that? FDK. So my web scraping is all Playwright. Playwright Scrapey and Traffilatura is like my main. It works until it doesn't.
This guy's a Microsoft engineer. This troll tall guy.
It works until it doesn't, and then that's why I mastered Git, right? Go back to the same ancestor and then redeploy that.
Ancestor
The
branch.
Yeah, the same ancestor branch or whatever, right? Um yeah, I
Git
have like
commit.
I definitely have a Git playbook like hey, this is what I study on the plane, right? Like okay, if I accidentally screw up, okay, I have this is my main. I make a new branch, git switch, open a branch, spam AI to the point where it breaks, or if it doesn't break, git switch to another branch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Post windsurf, I know how to do a hard reset, and then I have a new stable branch. That's kind of my thought about it. Is it's like it's really freestyling.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a huge beef. Like back in like 2003 when Allen Iverson was cooking the entire NBA, people were like, "Man, this guy has no coaching. Like he didn't really play basketball the way that everybody learned basketball through structure. He was playing on the streets and then he was cooking the whole NBA. I'm trying to carve my own path like AI did back in 22
Nice.
years ago. So
Respect.
I want more hate. I want it all, right? There is no practice. I'm not gonna practice.
Okay, last question from Paul. John, for work and personal, do you invest more long term stable growth or high EV, high variance stuff?
For work, for work, we buy properties to never sell. And then in my personal life, I also buy investments to never sell, except like I don't know, like sometimes you have to sell them because there's better investments out there. So you want to free up some cash. But I'm always like a long term person until there's a better long term option.
Nice. Cool.
Um,
All right, johnperalta.com. He's gonna launch Peralta AI soon. We're gonna train Peralta LLM at one point. We're gonna hire like 20 engineers to train the Peralta large language model. That's coming soon. But
oh man, Paul's so joke. 70% long term stable assets and 30% YOLO. Nah, like what's a 30% YOLO? Like watches, cars. I think like the best way to do it is like 80% like your stock portfolio has to be like solid, and then the 20% should be like physical things that you could rock. Like it for me personally, you let's say you have a portfolio of 100,000, right? And you're saying, okay, I want to have 80% equity and 20% YOLO. The YOLO for me will be like gold chains, gold watches, stuff that I could rock in real life. And then that's YOLO to me. Like it doesn't make sense for me to have like a gold ETF that I can't even like what am I gonna do? Print out the print out my stock position and and wear it on a badge. It's not even lit. Yeah, I don't know.
all right, sounds good, John. Let's stop the video here.